Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wanted to ask someone where they're from, or maybe tell them a little about yourself in English? Well, you're in the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how to have those conversations, nice and easy. All right, let's jump right in. We're working from the textbook 50/50, a speaking and listening course intro. And today we're tackling Unit 2, which is called Crossing Borders, Countries and Languages. This unit is all about giving you the key phrases you need to connect with people from all over the world.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with what we're aiming to learn. Then we'll do some warm-ups to get our brains going, dive into some listening and speaking practice, and wrap it all up with a solid review of the grammar and new words. Sound good? Let's get started.
So, what skills are you going to walk away with today? Well, by the end of this, you'll be able to ask people where they're from, tell them where you're from, and even ask about the languages they speak. You'll also learn the names of different countries and languages. And the best part, we're going to do it all using the simple present tense. In Arabic, we call these our أهداف التعلم, our learning objectives. Okay, first up, let's get into our warm-up exercises. Think of these as a quick stretch before the main workout. They get us ready for what's coming next. When you're just getting to know someone, two questions pop up all the time. The first one is, where do you come from? And the second is, where do you live? In Arabic, those are min aina atait, and aina ta'ish. They seem simple, but they're super important. Let's see them in action. Okay, let's listen in on a model conversation between Maria and Carmelo. Maria says, Sapporo is a beautiful place. Do you live here? Carmelo replies, no, I live in Tokyo. Maria, oh, really? Where are you from? Carmelo, I'm from Italy. Maria, oh, I see. So what languages do you speak? Carmelo, I speak Italian, Japanese, and English. See that? Just a few simple questions, and they learned so much about each other. Let's look at this one more time, now with the Arabic translations. The key question, where are you from, is min ain anta. And the answer, I'm from Italy, is ana min Italia. Why don't you try saying that out loud? Repeat the English question after me. Where are you from? Good. Now the answer. I'm from Italy. Nice job. Excellent. Now that we're warmed up, let's move on. It's time for some listening practice. This is where we train our ears to pick up those important details when someone is speaking. Okay, time to test your listening skills. I'm going to describe 3 people. As you listen, try to fill in the chart you see on the screen with their country, city, and the language they speak. Ready? First up is Meena. My name is Meena. I speak Hindi. I'm from India. I live in New Delhi. Next, here's Bernard. His name is Bernard. He lives in Geneva. He's from Switzerland. He speaks French. And finally, Roberto and Paola. My name is Roberto, and her name is Paola. We're from Brazil. We speak Portuguese. We live in Rio de Janeiro. All right, let's see how you did. Here are the answers. Meena is from India, lives in New Delhi, and speaks Hindi. Bernard is from Switzerland, lives in Geneva, and speaks French. And Roberto and Paula, they're from Brazil, live in Rio de Janeiro, and speak Portuguese. If you missed anything, no worries. Just rewind and listen one more time. Ready for another challenge? Let's do it. Listen to this next conversation carefully. Your job is to decide which of the statements you see on the screen are true. Here we go.
Man, is this your first time in a traffic court?
Yes, it is. I'm nervous. I only speak English a little.
Really? Me too. I speak Chinese. What language do you speak?
I speak Spanish.
Maybe the judge speaks Spanish.
No, he doesn't. Someone said he speaks English and Italian.
Don't worry. You speak English well.
No, only a little. I am from Ecuador.
I'm from Taiwan. Are you nervous?
No, I'm not. I live in the city. I get a lot of parking tickets.
I live in the suburbs. I never get parking tickets.
Okay, let's check those answers. So, the woman, she's from Ecuador, and she lives in the suburbs. And the man, he's from Taiwan, he lives in the city, and he speaks Chinese. So you should have 2 check marks for the woman and 3 for the man. Fantastic work. Now let's flip this around and practice asking and answering questions yourself. I'll ask you a question based on that dialogue, and you answer out loud. Ready? Here's the first one. Is the woman from Spain? The correct answer is no, she isn't. Let's try one more. Does the man live in the city? And the answer is, yes, he does. You're getting the hang of this. All right, let's shift gears and move on to speaking practice. This is where you get to take everything we've learned and put it into action by asking for information yourself. A really great way to practice speaking is with what we call an information gap activity. It's kind of like a game. Imagine one person has a list of questions and the other person has the answers. For example, student A might ask, where's she from? And student B would look at their information and say, she's from Korea. This is a fantastic way to practice forming all kinds of different questions. Now, here's a really fun way to practice this in a group. It's an activity called Find Someone Who. You basically walk around and ask your classmates questions like, are you from Spain? Or do you speak French? The whole point is to find people who match the descriptions you have. This kind of activity is perfect for building your confidence and making your conversation skills faster and more natural. The most important thing about these conversations is the simple question and answer format. Look how direct it is. Are you from Spain? Yes, I am. Or, do you speak Spanish? No, I don't. These short, clear, back-and-forth exchanges are really the foundation of any natural conversation. We are almost there. It's time to review everything and make sure it all sticks. We'll kick things off with a quick practice assignment, and then take a closer look at the grammar rules. Here's a perfect way to practice on your own time. Imagine you have a map with some different people on it. For each one, your job is to write 3 sentences about them. For instance, if you pick someone and decide they're from Canada, you could write, 1. She is from Canada. In Arabic, that's Hiya men Canada. Hiya men Canada. 2. She is Canadian. In Arabic, Hiya kandiya. Hiya kandiya. And 3. She speaks English. In Arabic, Hiya تتحدث الإنجليزية. Hiya تتحدث الإنجليزية. Now let's really zoom in on the grammar. This table right here is basically your blueprint for asking questions correctly. Take a look. When you ask where someone lives, you use do with you or they. But you have to use does with he or she. See that? And for nationality, the question kicks off with, what nationality? This structure is your secret weapon for asking perfect questions every single time. And finally, let's do a quick review of the new words we picked up in this unit. Remember, building your vocabulary is absolutely key to becoming fluent. Here are the key countries and languages from this unit. Let's go through them together one more time. Denmark is a Denmark. Korea is Korea. Switzerland is Svizzera. Brazil is al Brasil. India is al Hind. And now for the languages. Korean is اللغة الكورية. French is اللغة الفرنسية. Portuguese is اللغة البرتغالية. Danish is اللغة الدنماركية. And Hindi is اللغة الهندية. And that's a wrap for this explainer. You now have the tools to ask people about who they are and where they're from, and to share a bit about yourself, too. The most important thing you can do now is practice. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Which country would you most like to visit and why? Try to answer it using the language we learned today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.